Ah, all right. Got it. Okay, thank you all for coming. We're going to talk a little bit about circles and seances. I'm going to focus more on the circle, and Reverend Bacon will talk more on the seance. For your information, we're recording this, and the idea is to make this part of the ISA educational material. Okay, so the seance and the circle are pretty much the same. There's only a small difference between the two. The seance is primarily for people who are curious as to what's going on. They're more interested in getting messages or, well, pretty much messages, not a whole lot of guidance. The circles, on the other hand, is much more in-depth. When spiritualism started, or actually I should say when it began to form, okay, the first thing that happened was the seance. And how many of us know what a seance is or have attended one? Okay, I got 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, in this particular instance that I'm talking about is a public seance. How many of you have been to a public seance? All right. How many of you know what a public seance is? This is going to be fun. Because I know all of you have been there. So, the first one occurred in 1848 on the 31st of March. We're all familiar with that because it is the Hydesville incident where the Fox sisters did the raps and everything. That was a public seance. Now, the thing that circles and seances have in common is the components. They each need participants, which will be all of you tonight. They each need a medium, which will be myself and Reverend Bacon tonight. And they all need participants in life's other room. And unfortunately, they didn't forward me a list of names of those who will be offended. So we don't know what's going on there. Anyway, the circle is what spread spiritualism across the country. The circle is also what spread across the ocean and into Europe. The circle is where we explore. How many of us want to know what it's like in life's other room? The circle is where you get that information. It's for exploration, is what it's about. Circles are important because they give us an opportunity not only to get together, but they're more than just like minds. With the seance, you get people who come together for the seance. This is where you get the idea of the law of attraction. We do our exploration. I apologize for moving around. I haven't had a chance to rest today, so I may seem a little anxious. And I apologize for that right off the bat here. Because I'm going to be a little scattered until I get into my groove here. Circles are for small groups. Circles are about like minds. And what I mean by like minds, those people who come together have similar goals. Their intent is pretty much along the same lines. Everything is more centered. Whereas with the law of attraction, when people come to the seances, at least this has been my experience, they're mostly people who are curious. They have different intentions. But it's the event itself that attracts them. The way the framers of spiritualism explain how the communication takes place is they call it the law of association. And by the law of association, that means that those people that you prefer to be around, those are the types of spirit entities that you will attract as well. So if you like to go to the bar and have a few drinks, that's what you're going to attract. But if you like to get together in small groups and talk about experiences and talk about possibilities and dreams, well, those are the types of spirits that you're going to attract as well. And that's what the circles are for. The circles allow this to happen. And a lot of times that I've seen what prevents a lot of circles from forming is they think that they need a medium. And they do. However, with our technology today, we can work around that. Because we've got the cell phone apps like the EchoVox and the Ghost Radar. I'll talk a little bit more, and then we will watch a video about how to operate the Ghost Radar, not the Ghost Radar, the EchoVox. These videos will be available throughout the weekend. We'll see about setting them up in a room back there so you can get a better view of them. There's also a PowerPoint presentation that's more in-depth than what I'm going to be tonight. And there's one about the There's one about the Ghost Radar as well. So take advantage of that. Now, what today's technology allows us to do is they allow you to get together and form circles without the medium necessarily being present or being developed. Because what it is that attracts spirit more to us is the electromagnetic field that we generate. And the major organs in our body will generate those fields. The heart, the brain, the ganglion behind the stomach and that. Those, everywhere you've got a chakra, there is a major organ there generating a field of some sort. And it's these fields that attract them. And the nice thing with the technology we have today is all of our devices see how prepared I am. All of our devices generate an electromagnetic field. And what this allows us to do is spirit can work through these apps without the messages necessarily being gummed up. Because whatever comes through us, the medium is a conduit. That's our purpose. We develop ourselves to be sensitive to different frequencies of being. And what I mean by different frequencies of being, I'm not talking about just our loved ones that have transitioned into life of the roof. I'm also talking about angels and what people call the master infection. Those other beings, I call them energy beings because it's broad. We only perceive a very, very tiny amount of what's available out there. And these devices allow those types of communication to take place. And the other nice thing about them is with a medium, working with the spirit entity, they take from us. They take energy from us because that's how things work. Everything that exists in the universe exists because of some form of energy. And that energy is transformed into power. And power is the ability to influence. And that's what all of you do when you're at a seance. You provide that energy, that power for the medium to work with. And they draw, the spirit entities draw from that. And if you get a very successful seance going on, then what they're going to experience is extreme fatigue, extreme sleepiness, extreme thirst, extreme appetite, because doing that, they provide that energy. And with these devices, it's less of a strain on the medium because there's nothing there to interfere with it. They can draw energy from your cell phone app, and the only thing that's going to happen is your cell phone may die on the way home, which is easy to fix. As I said, I was going to keep this brief. So are there any questions right now? Because after the video, we'll do a little bit with the EchoVox and you can hear what's going on. I have handouts here. And if you don't have one, please grab one. And grab a pen, because afterwards you're going to need it. We've got a couple of extra pens here. When we do the EchoVox, you're going to need it. I didn't think anybody would be sitting over there, or I would have handed them out. The video we're going to watch tells you how the EchoVox works. If you want at this table, you may want to find something over here, because it's going to be a little difficult to watch the video. I don't know, maybe I can move the screen a little bit, but not a whole lot. You're fine.
Yeah, we can see it.
Works for me then.
Yeah. Those that came in can find a seat where they can see it.
That's right. Do that. Do that. One of the things I forgot to mention in the video is that it works best if you focus on questions. If you're just going to sit there and listen for something to grab your attention, then chances are very good you're not going to hear a whole lot. But if you focus on a question, you can ask questions verbally, or you can focus on them mentally. One of the times when I did this, I focused on a question mentally. And it dealt with communication. Is this a good communication with spirit? And the response I got was that we hear echoes of your thoughts. And another response was, now we can talk. And these are responses I heard. Now, what I mean by cognitive filter, now everybody hears what they want to hear. It's just the way we are. It's not a flaw or anything, it's just the way we are. So we are going to hear stuff that others won't hear. And it's that stuff that we hear that's actually meant for us. What is it that they're always telling you? If it's meant for you, you'll know it. Well, if it's meant for you, you'll hear it. And the way it works is it takes words and it chops them up phonetically. It means they cut up the sound of the word itself, and they feed it into the bank. So are there any questions? Yes.
Yes, Brother Phillip. Would it be easier to start out with questions that are yes and no questions, or not?
You can, but you'll get a more, the chances are very good that you're going to get a more complete answer, provided you're focusing on the question.
Okay. Maybe starting out, taking the baby step, and just getting used to it and more comfortable using it.
The only way to get more comfortable using it is to use it. That's the best thing. When you... Okay.
I compliment you on some of the things that you said. Also, I want to tell you, Danny Speakers made this that we have hosted a huge seminar for him, and there's one other person that he worked for apps, for boxes, and that's Danny Huff. Now, these two guys are competitors, they're both from extremely good. I know both of them personally. And simple questions are fine, but Philip's right, direct what you want. You can, and the more you use it, the more you're going to understand it, and the clearer it's going to come in. If you hear something and nobody else does, you're supposed to hear that, because remember, spirit communicates with you this way. So, Philip has done a very good job of putting this together, and it's just a matter now of applying it and using it. It is designed to help you have communication because spirit uses airwaves. They use waves that are, our technology is getting better, and so they're utilizing it as much as we are. By the end of the year, we are going to have Wi-Fi 6. And I do believe that by the end of the year, that these boxes will be upgraded because Spirit and Pump both upgrade their product. And I do believe that it'll be even a much clearer, a much crisper sound. But in order to work with these boxes, you have to work with them. I've got two paranormal groups out of our building, and they work with these boxes all the time. We've been working with them for years. There's another man out there, his name is Andy. He is the third. Andy's boxes. So everything is right on target. It is exactly what figures we save on his app. He's very proud. And when I get you downloaded, I will send you one.
Yeah, the best thing to do is just start using it and focus on the question. You can start with the simple stuff if you want, if you feel comfortable with it, but chances are very good that you're going to get an answer that's more direct. And if you take to heart that they hear echoes of our thoughts, then, you know, they're going to see right through the simple yes and no question, and they're going to see the heart of it. Just something to think about. So any other questions? We're going to do a little demonstration of it. That's what the pens and such are for. So you can just flip it back so you've got a blank side to write on. Does everybody have a pen?
The Android or Windows or the which one works better, Android or Windows?
For the Apple.
The banks that they have, there's 4 of them. And I found that there's a couple of them that work real good with mine. Mine is an Android. Reverend Thomas, I believe, has an Apple. So if he were to download that, I'm sure that the banks that would work best with his phone would be different from mine. Now, when you watch the video, you remember hearing the part where when I first turned it on and it was really scratchy? And then when I changed banks, that scratchiness went away. That's the effect that you're going to find. Also, you're going to want to play with the dials and the flies. Incidentally, this video and a couple others tied in with this will be available for viewing during the weekend. We're going to see about setting something up in one of the rooms back there for you. Also, there's stuff that will be available on my website. I believe that, yeah, the website is on your handout there, so you can get there. There's videos there about it as well. There's links at the ISA's website also. So let's get this going.
The ISA will link up to whatever Phillip allows us to link up.
And they've got a lot of tutorials on it, so you don't have to go with what I've got. A lot of them are people who are, well, essentially playing around or trying to agitate whatever energy being has to be there for whatever reason. I don't do that. So. But they're looking for stuff. They've also got an app out there that Reverend Bacon has told me about that gives you images. Now, I haven't downloaded it to see if it's any good or not, but the trailer I saw was impressive. So I'll investigate that if you like, and I can post information about that on the website as well. Now, we'll record record this, so if you want to provide me with an email, I can forward you a copy of the recording. And I do that at the chapel, the First Spiritualist Church of Prayer, as well. We always record the session, and then I email them, because they always hear something different the second time around. Is that better? Yeah, you can Bluetooth your speaker. I just don't like doing that. I'm going to change banks. Yeah. You like this bank better? We're going to speed the shuffle up a little bit. Yes. Now I'll slow it down. And you can fine tune this. Just like I said before, you have to just use it and play with it. Yeah. Look. Oh, okay. Looks like Ed's got something going on with his phone, so I guess that message was right. Ed said that one of the entities here was Mabel.
Yep. I asked the question who it was, and it came back Mabel.
She's pretty. So this is good for small groups to get together. I would like to see circles start forming because that's what moves spiritualism across the country. And circles played a very important role. The most famous or the most well-known circle was the Wells Circle, if I recall correctly. And from that came what they call the New York Conference. And from the New York Conference is where we got our national organization, our spiritualist churches. Circles played a very important role. And if you can start forming them again, they're, as you can tell, they're there. They're ready to speak to us. And we just have to ask the question. We'll go ahead and close this out. So any questions?
Is it more effective singularly as opposed to a group?
A group.
Okay.
I mean, when you hold a seance, is the seance more effective with one person or with a group? It's the same principle. This is just a different way of hosting a seance. The only difference between the seance and the circle is the circle allows us to explore. And by exploring, I mean we can focus on specific questions. We can ask specific questions. What was I saying? I got lost.
Well, singularly, it's still a group and
Yeah.
focus.
Yeah, you can do it by yourself. I'm not saying not to, but I'm encouraging you to at least have someone else there with you, especially to compare notes.
I was always kind of told when you're doing stuff like that, I don't know if it's help, if I'm right or not, I will clarify. The more people you have, you got some people, it's like batteries. The more batteries you have, the more power you have. I don't know if that's a good analogy.
You're exactly correct.
All right, that's all.
He is very correct. The more people you have, you see, participants, all of you are participants. We're going to do a public seance when we close. And you're really going to smack me for it. But anyway, the more people you have there, participants are the battery. They provide the energy, not only for the medium, if you're doing a traditional circle, but if you're using one of these, what's going on with this? They did say cell phone's off, right? Well, that takes care of that. Pardon?
Your cell phone is up, how do you do that little thingy that you have on?
Oh, I'm done with the thing.
Oh.
I'm done with the thingy. The idea is for you to investigate these thingies on your own.
Thanks for using my word here.
How long you been doing it, or working at this?
Myself, I've been working with this May, maybe April. It was just a little bit before the convention. In fact, I'll tell you a short story here, and then I'm going to turn this over to Reverend Bacon. I was testing out the ghost radar at the convention. And I'm sitting in the basement. I forget who was with me. I think Pat Cork was with me. And we're looking at it, and it's got the radar. And by the way, if you check out the video on this tomorrow, I'll have it set up. The ghost radar, I have a video on there that shows you how to work it and everything and what it's doing. But it's got this yellow blip. And Reverend Vardaman was coming by. And this yellow blip on the radar was right behind him. So these things are good, as Reverend Bacon pointed out. A lot of the ghost investigators use them. I assume for a preliminary check before they bring in the big guns. And the big guns can get pretty expensive, but this is reasonably priced. I forget which app it was. One app cost me $20.
That's the EchoVox. It's the higher one.
Okay. And myself, if I were to recommend one, I would recommend the EchoVox for the simple fact that you can focus on your question and you can focus on the response that's going to come to you. The ghost radar is equally as well. It's a little more, I won't say it's a little more complex, but it serves a different function. And the thing is, you're going to have to check some of these out on your own, and they all serve different functions. Depends on what you want. And okay, to wrap it up. So, any other questions? As I said, I'll have videos set up during the weekend, and there are videos on my website. There's a link there on the ISA website. Thank you very much. Reverend Bacon.
I think before we start, let's give Phillip a hand. Good job. He's introducing something different that we've never done much with. I've been working with this for several years now. We've got groups that work with it in our church. We were talking about the EchoVox. Phillip looked it up. The next thing I know, he's pretty much an expert at the EchoVox. I said, oh my gosh. So he's like a duck to water with the electronics. He takes an interest in it. I want to take a break. We can only concentrate as long as you can sit. We're going to do a seance tonight.
What time?
In 10 minutes.
The seance is going to be starting in 10 minutes?
15 minutes. Take a break. If you smoke, go outside and smoke. If you have to go to the bathroom, go to the bathroom. If you want to talk to yourself, talk to yourself. Do what you want, but stretch your legs and move around a little bit. There's less distraction. But a seance can be done anytime, as you do, night after time. I'm not going to go over my notes. I gave you the notes. You've got my card. If you've got any question, I'm from Chicago, and I'm an evidential medium. I'm a celebrity.
I'm a celebrity.
So, she's so jealous. What we will do tonight is we will join hands. I'll say a prayer. Donna, Phillip, and I are going to be doing the mediumship work. There's other mediums in the room. If you see something, if you hear something, if there's something that you want to ask, feel free to do it. If I describe somebody and it feels right to you, then it's for you. But don't make the things fit that don't fit. I will go around at the end of us throwing things out, letting you people claim who it is. If you claim somebody, they will probably bring more in for me, or for Phillip, or for Donna. These are not going to be readings that last 20 minutes because I know you don't care about my grandmother. I do, but you don't, and nobody wants to hear all about my grandmother. But we will be touching in with people. We will be bringing in very short messages, and then I'll go around the circle. Everybody will get a message. At that time, I'll ask you if there's somebody you'd like brought in. If I can attune myself to that person, I certainly will try. If not, don't make it fit. It's just not going to happen tonight, and that's okay. So, that's how we keep it kind of transparent, and that's how we kind of keep it on the up and up. And that's what you want from your medium.
And don't sit silent. If you got something
My-
to say it.
My job is to be the medium tonight. I have done seances where I've had dogs biting at my feet, and I was supposed to keep my cool and do my seance. Your job is to enjoy it, to have a good experience, and something that you look forward to having again. You're not going to break my concentration because I'm paid to concentrate. Well, I'm volunteering to concentrate. But that's my job. My job is to do my work. Your job is to enjoy yourself. Your job is to have a nice time. And your job is to let me know if there's somebody that you recognize that I bring in. And like I said, each of you will get a small reading.
And participate.